So the Donda 2 listening party or the Donda 2 experience or whatever you want to call it happened a few days ago, and I have some thoughts. Keep in mind I'm just going to be talking about Donda 2, and I'm really a lot of this video will only be talking about a few songs from it, but I will not be going into the absolute tragedy that was that second half because it was a mess and everyone knows it's a mess, and I don't feel like I need to make fun of it because everyone else is already doing that. So yeah, I'm just purely talking about what he played from the Donda 2 section, the first half of that stream. And again, this is going to be a really short video, but I just want to get some thoughts out there. I don't know. I feel like I have some thoughts I want to say. I want to start this off by just saying most of the songs here have a ton of potential. I think that they can be something really great, and a lot of them can come together to make a really great album. The problem is that in their current state, almost none of them are really finished. Most of the songs here feel extremely unfinished, which is fine. I'm just curious how much longer we're gonna have to wait because I assumed that the album was gonna come out on 2/22, but that wasn't the case. I guess that was just like the announcement for the experience, the listening party, whatever it was. So yeah, I'm curious if we're gonna have to wait like another month for it because some of these songs, I mean, Kanye was just kind of mumbling over it. He was just kind of like filling space. He didn't really have lyrics actually written in for it, which is again fine. And I liked the beats on most of the songs, and I liked his flows and all of that. That was all good. I'm just curious how much longer we're gonna have to wait for this. I think most of the features here are really great. Unlike Kanye's verses, most of them sound extremely finished. They sound very good. And I mean, there are a couple that don't really stand out, but for the most part, they were really solid. Another thing I'm going to be kind of confused about going into the official Donda 2 release will be the length of it. I haven't actually checked, but if I had to guess, he probably played anywhere from like 45 minutes to an hour of Donda 2 stuff, but I am just curious how long it will actually be because some of these songs are probably going to get cut, or some of them will be cut shorter at least. But yeah, I'm confused about the length of this thing because it's clearly not going to be as long as Donda, the original Donda, which I'm all for. I'm very glad because there were some. I don't think Donda needed to be that long. I think that was its biggest fault was the length of it. Not that I'm not willing to sit through an album that long, because I am. It's just that when you have an album that long, it's kind of hard to restrain yourself from just putting everything on there, and that's how we ended up with stuff like Television and Junia that just felt like filler and could have been gone just completely. Same with New Again. I don't think that needed to be there at all. There were just multiple moments on the album that just felt like filler, just to fill space. And that's what'll happen when you're just letting yourself do a massive project like that. So I am glad that this seems like it'll end up being significantly shorter. I'm just still wondering on what the actual length will be. Now, after the listening party, the day after, he dropped 4 songs that you could download if you owned the stem player. And these songs were Security, Broken Road, Pablo, and We Did It Kid. They were, high quality versions of these songs. I have listened to these songs, but I mean, I don't own a stem player. I just found them on YouTube, but we'll brush past that part. But I do want to actually talk about these songs since I don't feel like specifically judging all the songs that were played during the listening party, since it's kind of hard to, I don't know, it's kind of hard to gauge quality perfectly whenever you're hearing it in that kind of environment. So yeah, these are high quality versions. These still probably aren't finished, but I do want to talk about them. Starting with Security, I think this is the best of the 4 songs that he released. I think that's really entertaining for the most part, even though he does get into some serious stuff on this. But for the most part, I think it's really entertaining. And it gives me some extremely hard Yeezus vibes with the beat, which I'm extremely into. I could maybe see myself getting a little sick of this one after a while, but for now, I'm really into it. I like it a lot. Broken Road with Don Toliver was a solid song with a really great performance from Don Toliver. He really killed it. It kind of sounds like it would just be like a shorter interlude type song, just kind of slapped in the middle of the album, but it's still really solid outside of like a couple of weird lines. Now for Pablo, I'm not 100% sure how to feel. There's definitely some fun to be had here, and the beat is pretty great, and Kanye is trying something really different from what you'd expect him to do, but it just feels a little too messy at points, and Future gives an extremely mid-tier verse. it was weird next to Kanye when he was trying something very different and that felt kind of weird for him, you know? And then Future just came on and kind of sounded like he was sleepwalking through it. That was a little disappointing. And then We Did It Kid, which is the second best of the four high quality songs we got. Kanye doesn't do a lot here, but Baby Keem and Migos, I think that's how you say that, really go off and give some incredible verses over a really great beat. Some of the censoring got pretty distracting during the Migos sections, but other than that, I loved the song, and I think that these were probably the best features of the whole thing for me personally. I loved them a lot. I think that everyone did a great song or a great job on this. And yeah, that's just some quick, basic Donda 2 thoughts after the listening party, after we got these four songs. And I'd love to hear what you think. Again, I'm not really interested in talking about this second half train wreck that occurred. Even though it was entertaining, but at the same time, I feel really bad for like everyone involved. But yeah, I'm not interested in talking about that because that's all everyone's talking about, and I'd rather I don't know. I think there's more interesting things to talk about here. So yeah, give me your thoughts on the Donda 2 portion of this thing, and yeah, that's about it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.